I just did a pissed off video for Blondie and decided he's not worth my time. This video is going to be about me using my applied common sense on explaining why this situation is completely screwed. First of all, when Blondie said he lit me out of my contract, I know this from being a president. If a president lit somebody out of their contract, you either have to kill the person that gets out of the contract, or the person who lit them out of the contract has to be killed. The only way Blondie could lit me out of my contract is if he killed himself, and we all know he's not the one to make the sacrifice play. So that is how things work in this church. They're garbage like that. So, among these trash cans that pretend to be sentient life, you have the other factor where he lied and said a bunch of fat chicks were gonna come and rescue me from prison. How do we know that's a lie? I'm not allowed to have any help. They'll kill anybody that helps me. Yes, if you're a lawyer and you help me, they will kill you. Remember that video where I was like, if somebody can file against me and take me to court, they will murder that person. So if you choose yourself, you need to be prepared to be murdered. Okay? If you help me in any way, they kill you. So if there is an army of fat chicks, and let's say they are my old sex harem that he has, and they're going to come and rescue me, Blondie will have to murder them. So they're not coming to help me. I know that these people love murder. It is their favorite pastime. It is their response to everything. Kill, 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 veins in my teeth, murder, murder, murder. We found the ultimate solution to everything, apparently. Like, the other part. There is no guarantee that I turn myself in. These people already want to Baker Act me. Baker Act means you're crazy. And yes, I can pass a psychological exam with flying colors, no fucking problem. I did it once when I was mentally retarded. I can do it when I'm mentally stable. Okay. But even with that, they're going to lie. It's what the church does. Even when we took them to court up there, at the fucking... Dude, they were so negative in lying in the court, they were completely fucked. Like, they lied so much that, like, they were completely in the negatives. And it got to the point that the FBI guy told me I can just start making up stuff they're guilty of now, because even if I told 100 lies, it still wouldn't be as bad as the many lies they told. Okay? So we know they're gonna lie. That is what they're gonna do. They're gonna lie about everything, because that's what they do. They lie. I don't get it, but I guess the end of the game is human suffering. They just want to hurt me. And I'm a stoic, and I'm hard to hurt, and they have to put extra work in, and they're gonna put that extra work in to hurt me. I get it. Okay, I get it. You want to hurt me, alright? So, keep in mind, this was almost 10 years ago, and Blondie told me he was gonna force feed one of the wives, so she's either as big as a house or fucking dead. Those are your two options for that, and they're probably fucking dead if that's what happened, because it's the same thing they did to the belly girl. Yes, this happened before, and here's the stupid part: for the second fucking time, I was retarded with heavy metals and fucking cadmium brain. I kept forgetting shit, and I just now remembered this, and this was over 10 years ago. So that bitch is dead. For sure. And you know, Blondie's like, I taught Bobby a lesson. He didn't even know what I was doing. I'm teaching him a lesson. You're great. Yeah, there he is, the superior being. Now, this is another thing that fucking bothers me about this Nietzsche Ubermensch shit, and this is how you know the church is just full of shit. One of the guys I worked with was autistic, and he was explaining to me he's still a superior being, but he's also autistic. And I said, I guess some superior beings just aren't as superior as others. I don't know what's in retards that... Not just retards, to be fair. I don't know what's in people that the need to feel superior is just such a high priority, but I also really don't even bother with it anymore because I've kind of lost all faith in humanity. But I have been a staunch believer in the universe. I believe what happened was the universe. And if you know me, I've had people say it's almost like the universe speaks through you, because sometimes I say things I don't even know anything about. You can ask the president of the church. I knew a bunch of things that Stu and nobody else ever told me. And I seemingly just seem to know what those things were without logic or reason. So, the universe does speak through me. And if I am connected to the universe, which I don't even know if I am anymore, to be honest, there was a guy in 1996 or 7 in Florida that murdered his wife, and he wrote a note that was a confession, and he put it in his wallet. And he kept that note in his wallet for 5 years when he was eventually pulled over and an officer found it. And when the judge asked him, if you knew you murdered your wife and you had a note that said you murdered your wife, why didn't you just turn yourself in? And he said, I didn't believe I deserved to go to prison. This is my wallet. I am going to print out my confession to everything I did when I was president and put it in my wallet. One, it sounds absolutely crazy, so I doubt an officer will believe it. But if an officer happens to pull me over, and if they do happen to find the paper, I will not fight with them, and I will plead guilty to every charge so they can beat and rape me to death in prison, because I will accept that is the universe's will. But I myself have decided I have no pony in this race. This is what happened the first time when Blondie wanted to murder Pastel Bunny. And I was telling him, no, you're not killing me and you're not killing her, because both our lives are of value. Okay? I value my life. I value other people's lives. The problem with these fuckers is they want you to pick your life or theirs. That's how that works. I don't care. I don't care. When all they care about is their lives. When they scream, I don't care, what they mean to say is, I only care about me. So I just walk away, because that's the third option to everything, is walking away and ignoring it. Nope, I'm done. See you later. Bye. This is my equivalent of walking away. My wallet, my confession. If the universe wants the Mimifists and the church to collapse a second time, that's what's going to happen. But it'll be by the universe's will and not by white supremacy god, or me, or Blondie, or anybody else. The world's order. Okay? Not some made-up stacking order with a caste system that some asshole pulled out of his ass and decided a bunch of blonde-haired, blue-eyed, inbred retards need to run everything because they get raped in the ass and become emotionally stunted, and some idiot was like, this ecology's superior. That's why the first guy that had it was beaten to death and had his head chopped off, because that's what superiority looks like. I don't know how you can be that retarded and still a part of this religion, but I also don't care, because religious people are not rational minds. They hate reality. They are at war with reality, okay? And in this way, I can openly say to the church, I just walked around with the confession in my wallet. I didn't actually intend to turn it in. This was the universe. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. This is just what happened. That's what I got. So if you happen to be one of the wives or the Mimifist, one, I'm saving your ass because Blondie has to murder you, and I guarantee you he didn't say that. I bet you didn't know. Okay? I bet you didn't know that that malicious son of a bitch, was like holding his cock and was like, get the murderer! You can't let Bobby have her! I gotta cause him suffering! He hurted my feelings! He did! My feelings got hurt! And I'm a man, baby! And I have all the power! I think like a retard! And, yeah. My funniest moment, I will openly state, and I think I may have said this one before, with these people, was me making fun of Stu and Ganon laughing his ass off. And now I remember another altercation where I was making fun of Stu and Blondie was laughing his ass off. And this is how you know these people don't have introspective, because they're all the same psychology. And when I make fun of Stu, I'm actually making fun of them also. And they lie about everything, okay? anal-eating mummy god, I want to give you the $1 billion. Just give me the $1 billion. Here's another way you could give me the $1 billion. Give it to Blondie. Go, hey, Blondie, you said you let Bobby out of his contract. You lied because you didn't want to die. So here's the plan. I'm going to give you the $1 billion, and then you're going to give it to Bobby, and then I'm going to shoot you in the head, and then everything will be as it should be. And then we'll call it even. Your rules, not mine. If it was me, I would get rid of your rules. They're really stupid, by the way, but okay.